Tough game, always. From our perspective, when you get challenged by a club that excelled on the field last year and did such a good job, the way that they've been, coming out of the gate this season as well, you know that there's a lot that we have to fight for. We have to dig in and compete. So, from our perspective, the attitude. The dedication that they showed to actually follow a plan that we put in place, and the commitment to see it through was fantastic. So, one of the things that you kind of look at a team, and I'm sure James went through this last year with his group, is that you're looking for these key moments that are the turning points in your season. From my perspective, today was a maturity performance, big maturity performance, and the growth for our group. They took it to them, and they went at it really hard, and they didn't hesitate. So, overall, getting the clean sheet as well at the end is very important. And some of the performances today, were just absolutely fantastic. And when you dig in like that, sometimes you make your own luck. And the boys did that from our perspective. It was very good. And one of the players for me that was a shining light was Corbin Bone. Absolutely, for me, man of the match without a doubt. And the way that he led on the field from a central position was excellent. And he created a lot. He defended as well. He put guys in good spots. Wiedemann gets the first goal, which is excellent. We talked about it before the game. He was due, and he goes and follows through. And then we get the set piece goal as well from Sean Coley. And it was good. It was good all around day.
You mentioned areas of growth and maturity. Where would you say you saw the most growth?
Just decision making with the ball. From our perspective, is just how do you take care of the ball a little bit better. Being at home, I think the guys felt that confidence. The fan base as well, but conversely as well, you got to think about how we are without the ball. And our movement was very good. Our defending, and I think the willingness to actually defend and chase and put the time in to shut them down, because they're a good team, very good team, and our guys did that.
Given the weather conditions, the heat, humidity, how cognizant were you of that in terms of being able to use your depth?
Yeah, very. Huge thought process. That goes on throughout the week, and we're trying to manage minutes. 3 games like that for us in a week is very difficult. When you play Crystal Palace in a friendly, you get such a high. You're always going to get pushed against an EPL team, regardless of what time of the year it is for them. And then the New York Red Bulls, which for me is one of the best teams in the league. They come here, and I think we've responded really well to the challenge. So from the physical side of the game and the mental side of the game, we managed that. Managed the minutes properly. The guys took care of themselves this week, and our sessions were really, really good. So overall, yeah, happy where we're at right now. We still got another big game coming up against Charleston, and it's good to build off of something like this and get the clean sheet. It's very good.
John, you can just see the reaction from the players after this win, knocking off the top team in the league. What's just the feeling when you say in the locker room afterwards about how big this was just for your team right now?
It's interesting when it's a good question, because if this was a 4th or 5th game in the season, guys would be going nuts and screaming and yelling. They are, but I think they have a little bit more deep thought about what they just accomplished and how we're going to do it again next week.
You mentioned that the guys were really committed and executed game plan well today. Was that plan built based on what you wanted to do against Louisville City, or was it also more influenced by fitness and injuries to some of the guys?
Well, no. The first thing is how do we exploit? How do we apply ourselves? That's the first thing that you look for. For me, it's I like to think that our team's a little bit more forward thinking. How do we manage the spaces in behind when we don't have the ball is very critical. So we had the game plan. We set that out from the training sessions. Our set pieces were very good, and the execution. And when that all comes together, you get the result. And so we did that. Fair dues to them as well. Give them credit. They came here, they competed, they had the chances, and we started to come up big with some of the defensive plays towards the end of the game. And we were a bit unlucky. Really, we could have maybe went and got the third, but tired legs, a lot of tired legs. So managing players, Austin Berry's still coming back. Guys that picked up maybe injuries throughout. It's hard. We got Kenny Walker, one of the leaders on the team, who was out injured. Paul Nicholson as well. You give other guys opportunities to step up and see what they can do, and I thought they rose to the occasion very well.
Does this feel like a moment now that everything starts, fresh? This is the big momentum swing to the season.
No, I mean look, it's a win. It's a win at home. It's against a team that's at the top of the league. It's done so well throughout throughout the season, and so you take it for what it is. I mean, we enjoy it, but we stick it away and we say, like, that's great. We learn from it and what we did well, and there's still a lot of things we still got to work on. So it's all part of the process, for me. And, I think it is for the guys as well. It's good to see other guys, though, stepping in and getting chances and doing a good job. So it creates a lot more depth within our side. And when you have more depth, you have that attitude, and you match up with the talent level that we have, I think it bodes very well.
Anything else?
Good, guys. Thank you.
We'll go with Cincinnati's Harrison Delbridge first.
How's it going, guys?
Harrison, I guess anytime you play in Louisville, that's quite a challenge. Kadeem Akers and Chandler Hoffman, the leading scorer in the league. What was that challenge like for you guys today? How did you approach it?
I mean, every game's a challenge, especially after a week like this. It was definitely a big week coming off Crystal Palace, and then midweek game coming in and having such a, end of the week when it's hot out there on the turf. I mean, everyone had to sort of dig deep, but we tried to approach it the same way we approach every game, trying to get a result. And I think the boys did really well, showed a good bit of grit today, and hung in there to get the 3 points in the shutout.
You mentioned this week. Does that make this win even more special? The fact that you were able to do this and beat off the top team after what you've done.
We enjoy. We always enjoy winning, but I think it shows a good bit of character from the boys to sort of finish the week off right. Puts us at a good sort of mind frame to move into the next one against Charleston. We're definitely not going to get too high on any of our wins and too low on any of our losses. So we'll try and stay even keeled and move on to the next one.
Harrison, I know Mitch said no a lot today, obviously, but defense was so big for you guys. Just talk about how important that was to win this game.
Mitch did a great job saying no today. The boys, the back line dug in and did well to sort of stay together and stick to what we've been working on. So, unbelievable having Mitch behind us as usual. But yeah, it was a big one today.
But you've had some games, you guys have had some games where you've given up late leads or late goals that have cost you wins. What was the difference today in not conceding any goals late?
I think it just shows we're starting to learn from some of the mistakes we've been making, sort of the way we've been finishing games and handling different situations. So I think the early ones we were giving up earlier in the year, we sort of have taken them and learned our lessons from them. But I think the way we sort of are starting to close out games is showing a good bit of character and a good bit of learning and making progress.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
We'll close out with forward Andrew Weedham.
Who's going first?
You take us through the goal, I guess.
It was pretty direct soccer. I think it was a long ball into, Omar, and he challenged well and, put the defender off, so he only got a half clearance, and I was able to step in and get a toe on it and bring it down, and then, put a 3-bouncer into the far corner. But it went in, so I'll take it.
Do you look at that when you have the lead 1-0 like that? Do you look differently than on Wednesday night where you have it and it kind of unravels there late in the match?
Yeah, we made a point of it when we did get the lead. We talked about it during the week that once we got the lead that we wanted to go and take the next 5 minutes and really press and try and dictate the game. I think in the past and throughout the season it's been a bit of a theme that we score and then we sit back and we invite pressure on, and that's when we find ourselves in trouble. So I think we did a good job of, after we scored each goal, we pushed and pressed a little bit and kind of kept them on the back foot instead of letting them establish a rhythm.
Is there a sense of pride in knocking off number one for you guys right now?
Yeah, definitely. They're the top team in the standings, I believe, so that feels great. But on the flip side of it, I don't think anyone in that locker room was going into this game thinking that we were an underdog. We had it on the board. Harks put it up at 3 points and nothing less. So we all went in with the mentality. We're very confident in what we do and who we are as a team, and we expected to come out with 3 points, especially being at home.
Going into this week, you guys had to circle this one as a pretty big week just in general for the season. Now that you're on the opposite end of it, how do you describe this crazy week that you guys just went?
It's definitely probably the biggest week we've had thus far in the season. I think to start out we were 3 in the standings. New York was 2, Louisville 1, But it's not done yet because we got Charleston breathing down our backs. I think they're 4th in the standings, so there's still work to do. It's important that we, rest up, get some bodies healthy, because we definitely weren't at full strength today, missing some key guys, and then be ready to go next week because that's another big match.
How did the heat affect you?
It was miserable. No, honestly, I think that's probably the hottest pitch I've ever played on. It was 10 minutes in, and we were all walking on the sides of our feet because it was just so damn hot out there.
Anything else? Tactically, how is this different than the game in Louisville this was?
Tactically, for one, we were able to play on the whole pitch. Didn't have that infield to try and navigate around. I think in Louisville, we definitely had a more defensive approach. They were playing at home and in front of their fans, and so you go in there and you're happy with a point. But here we were more attacking, and part of that obviously was because our mindset, we're at home, but also part of that was probably dictated by injuries. But you look out there, we have Corbin Bone, who's more of an attack-minded player, maybe an A, a box-to-box guy, but he was playing as a D-mid. So we had really a back four and then 6 pretty offensive players out there. But it paid off. I think the coaching staff gambled and had a game plan, but we went out and executed, and so now here we are with 3 points.
Anything else? All right, thank you guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.